Hello. Good good
How are
evening.
you? Good
I'm
evening.
good.
How are
I'm
you?
good. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. So before starting with the interview, I'd like to introduce Girl Up and you to everyone watching right now. So Girl Up is a campaign of United Nations Foundation with the motto of securing equal opportunities for all and empowering girls all across the globe. We have an effort to decimate such ideas in our hometown with an intention of building a strong feminist society in Sonipat. And today, our guest of honor, Mr. Arun Soni, an internationally acclaimed cybersecurity expert and author. His books are widely read in India and abroad. With his 17 years of experience in writing and 23 years of working in the field of computer education, he has the distinction of having his name entered in the Limca Book of Records under the category Most Computer Books Written at the age of 37. He's also a certified ethical hacker and cybersecurity consultant who is working for the cause of spreading awareness against cybercrime by conducting workshops and seminars with various schools, colleges, and NGOs and organizations. I'd like to take a moment and appreciate your time with us, Mr. Arun. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to this wonderful session where you can share your wisdom with us and all our members.
Thank you, Vanshika. And it's really a pleasure to come to Garlap and sharing my views on the this cyber crime against women because in the this pandemic time it has increased many folds, maybe 500, 600 times. There is no statistics actually. It is increasing exponentially, and especially 70 to 80% cases are against women actually.
Yes.
So I really appreciate your initiative that you are uh, trying to raise this issue, that because every crime, maybe a sexual assault or something, I believe it starts in cyberspace. First the cyber stalking or cyberbullying begins, then the rest of the things happen. So it's very essential to protect our digital identity, our equipments, online equipments, and ourselves on the internet. If we
Yes.
can do that, we can, I mean, mitigate this process of cybercrime against women up to a large extent.
Thank you so much. That was so kind of you. And so, my first question is for all the cybersecurity enthusiasts out there, how is it being a cybersecurity expert and what does your job entail?
Yes, cybersecurity actually is a very vast field, and ethical hacking is a subfield of cybersecurity. And there are lots of posts actually for the cybersecurity experts, and demand has risen up exponentially during this uh, crisis
And
time because everybody of us connected to internet, maybe working from home or learning from home. So being a cyber expert now, responsibility has risen very much uh,
yeah,
as compared to the 3 or 4 months back. And I think little bit of ethical hacking should be known to everybody. There is difference
yeah,
between hacking and ethical hacking. Ethical hackers are basically professionals who are hired by companies or organizations to protect their organization against some vulnerability, that because some black hat hacker or a bad person takes advantage of that, that vulnerability can be patched up. So there are many responsibilities of cybersecurity. It's online safety is one of those, the field in
yeah,
which I am. Basically,
yeah.
I work for training, seminar, webinars, workshops on ethical hacking and online safety. So now, whatever you want to ask, I'm here
Yeah.
for your
So, as you
questions.
said, that cybersecurity expert, being a cybersecurity expert is a matter of great morale. So, and because it involves a lot of reasoning, decision making. So, do you think that anyone in your shoes makes decisions, if they make wrong decision, it can lead to a catastrophe?
Yes, definitely, because a very, as I told you, it's a very thin line between hacking and ethical hacking.
Yes.
You basically we have to take permission before working for or pen testing, like they're testing the infrastructure for an organization. We have to get a permission, and we should know that up to which extent we have to go, which network part we have to pen test and which part we are not allowed to. And the
Yeah.
findings we should not disclose to anybody,
Yes, sir.
because and there is one non-disclosure agreement, and we should respect that it we won't be disclosing those vulnerabilities. And after testing the whole infrastructure, we must erase our footprints so that those cannot be misused by someone to again hack to the same infrastructure. So there are lots of responsibilities for an ethical hacker, and
Yeah.
because line between a black hat hacker and white hat hacker is very thin. So you should
Yes.
restrict yourself to the white side basically. Do not try to go to the other side. Even if temptation is there, that there's so many like these are so many sari challenges are there, and then
Yeah.
couple
Yeah.
challenges are there. You hashtag sari challenge in Instagram, you will find 40,000.6k 40.6k photograph there, which can be very easily mopped through artificial intelligence. So if
Exactly.
a hacker, white hat hacker or ethical hacker decides, let's okay, for the fun or to blackmail someone, let's do it, then it will be very bad because he knows all the tricks. But he should restrict to the only ethical hacking, never try to enter the arena of black hat hacker.
Yes, sir. And as you talked about all these challenges that are happening on social media, so with the advent of social media, there's a lot of increase in cyberbullying as well. But there's not much reporting happening. So how do you plan
Mhm.
on tackling this issue and spreading message to our youth?
Okay, before answering that question, I will just ask you two questions. From
Okay.
which site uh, do you shopping? Name the site from
I
which.
I mostly use Amazon or Flipkart.
Okay. And if something, let's suppose that because cybercrime against a woman is increasing so much, let's see, tomorrow you see a mob photographer, God forbids, but you see a mob photographer yours on the website. So which side you will approach?
So there are various government cybercrime security sites where we can inform. We can report those pictures on Instagram as well, sending an email to Instagram as a help center. And all these things are very new to right now in this world because most of the
Can
people
you
are not aware about this.
can you suggest a one site? Can you
I
suggest?
know there's a government site. I don't remember the name. I was yesterday
Hmm.
searching about it. So there's the cybercrime site where only cyber crimes for different apps can be informed.
Right. This is actually this answers my question. Most of
Yeah,
people know from where to shop. Amazon.in, Flipkart, they know, but they
yeah,
don't know where to report the cybercrime. There's
exactly.
one single site. This is like uh, cybercrime.gov.in.
Yeah.
www.cybercrime.gov.in. That is uh, cybercrime portal maintained by Ministry of Human Affairs, our government, Indian government, and it is very
Yeah.
easy to report cybercrime there. And their state-wise designations, their contact numbers, their phone numbers, their emails are given. So you can just pick up the phone and uh, call call the DIG there, who is the responsible for taking your uh, uh, complaints, or you
Yeah.
can just
Yeah.
email, and you can do it anonymously also. If you don't want to disclose your identity, you can do their provision that you can do it anonymously. So I think government should do more, like full page advertisements for Amazon.in, or some when the elections are there, then their full size newspaper ads are there, but there is never an ad for this, that you can report your cybercrime here. This is the main cause. Means most of the people, they don't know where to report, how to report. One is infosecawareness.in. This is another site. There's a lot of other materials available. Booklets are available, e-booklets are available, and procedure to report the cybercrime is always there. And this is the one cause. And second thing is that to report a cybercrime, you must have a proof. Proof means digital evidence.
Yeah.
Like somebody sent you a abusive message on WhatsApp, then he deleted it after 5 minutes. and you want to
Yeah.
report that, but it will be very difficult because you don't have any proof. If you haven't taken the
Yeah.
screenshot of that, it will be very difficult. And you
Yeah.
see your uh, photograph on, let's see, on some objectionable website, and
Yeah.
you don't know how to take the screenshot of that website. So that
Mm-hmm.
again, that will, you won't be able to report the cybercrime. So there are special methods. So first of all is you must preserve the evidence, digital evidence. Like just take the screenshot and paste it, copy, take the screenshot, paste it in the Word file. Or there is one extension, Nimbus. This is very useful.
Yeah.
Chrome extension is there. You just install that Chrome extension, Nimbus, and then you can even create a video of the website. You can, if a website is maybe 2 feet long, and it's not possible to take screenshot of 2 feet long website web page.
Yeah.
So for that, you can have a single JPG file for the whole complete web page. And so many other options are there. So that should be always be there. A call recorder should always be on your smartphone. An antivirus, effective antivirus should always be your on smartphone, because smartphone is not our part of life, it is our life now, because our all
Yeah.
social media contacts, our all financial transaction, everything is there. So, and hardly, I don't think more than 20% have an trusted antivirus on the smartphone. They might be having it for the laptop, desktop, but not for the smartphone. But this is very
Yes.
essential. And do not delay the updates. Whenever the update comes, just install that thing. And I want to mention one incident. uh, this is an actual incident. uh, that lady, she was a news reporter in Mumbai, living in a one bedroom, and
Mm-hmm.
she was, since she was news reporter, she wanted to have a review on online relationships. So she thought that let's take the review from our viewers. So she posted on the on her blog that I want to review your opinion on this topic. You please mail me. So lots of email came, attachment came. Okay, she effort the downloaded the attachments, clicked on emails, and took the matter, and then she published the report. And after some time, accidentally her friend found out that her video is being live streamed on some objectionable website. And that was after 1 year. After 1 year, she realized that her video is directly being streamed on live cam website. Live cam websites are those websites where live streaming from hidden cams are streamed, maybe in a trial room, a hotel room, or a room. So, and people pay by credit card to see that footage. So now, from what's the takeaway? Why? What first is how that happened, because she might have clicked on some email, she might have
Yeah.
downloaded some attachment, and there is malware called Trojan. This is basically, Trojan is basically malware which looks like a legitimate software, but behind the end it is binded with very dangerous some software. So that malware hacked the web camera of her laptop and started taking the video. And it completely, for 1 year, she was live streamed. And she, since it was a small room, she used to do all activities there. And for the full 1 year, she was live streamed on the that objectionable website. So what's the takeaway? First is that do not click on any such link or attachment without confirming that from where it has come. You should know how to analyze the header. You should know to how to identify a spoofed email. Spoofed emails means, uh, let's suppose you are getting an email from WHO, but actually it's not WHO. It is from some hacker or some bad guy. So you just take the pointer to the name WHO, it will show you the exact URL, maybe the www.abex.com. You can see
Yeah.
the actual address from where it has come. And there are websites which can identify the uh, malicious URL also. One is VirusTotal. Go to virustotal.com, explore that, and
Yes.
have an effective antivirus on your smartphone as well as laptop. And whenever you are not using your laptop cam, have a cover for that. There are covers available, and always
Yeah.
cover your that
That's right.
webcam of your laptop. And if you are using a smartphone, there is one app, Camera Less. If you install that app, you can block the camera of your mobile phone. I think these days it is very essential to block the block the camera of your laptop or your mobile phone when you are not using it. because the hacking of webcam has become very common.
Yeah.
So this is the one thing. And always look for the digital evidence which you can take,
Yeah.
which you can store.
Yeah. So as you talked about the reporter whose videos were live streamed for 1 year, and she
Yes.
realized all of this after a year. So for example, if it is happening and someone thinks that they are a victim of cyber attack, then how do they think or come to the realization like something like this is happening, like their camera or laptop is sending out information which they actually have no control of?
You mean what should be the immediate action?
Yeah, how do we realize it? Like, for example, she realized it after a year. So
Yeah.
how do we realize it? Like, if I think I'm a victim of cybercrime, what are the incentives or what are the things that help me realize that something like this is happening, some malicious content, something like that?
Realization means like she realized only when somebody told her. And
Yeah,
the immediate action should be first to disconnect all the laptop components, I mean, wires, networking, internet, all the things, and then go to report it. That's the only thing you can do, because
yeah,
whatever the damage that had been done is done. And second thing, before I forget, that if you see, because there was only 3 days I was reading in that in there was a news in a newspaper, a girl was sexually assaulted. First showing that, first showing her mock photographs. Actually, that those were
yeah,
not her photographs, but mock photographs. But she got so scared that she uh, got into what the preparators wanted her to do. So you don't need to be afraid of, because there are forensic tools. They can identify that this is not your picture, this is not your video. Don't be afraid of.
yeah,
There are very powerful forensic tools are there. They can see that, okay, at this time, at left corner, at this point, it has been manipulated. So don't be afraid that you will be, it will you give you a bad name, or you will be, it will be trouble in the society, because it can always be proof that it is not your fault. So be strong and report the case, because reporting cases is easy. Cybercrime police is always very helpful. They could take
yeah,
little time because all the servers like Facebook, Gmail, WhatsApp, they're outside India. So it could take time to communicate with them and get the report back and to nab the person, but definitely it can be done. And you need not to be afraid of any mock photograph or any mock video. So that's the thing.
yes.
And again, I
Like
am
you said,
repeating that look
yeah,
for digital evidence. I will just again mention an incident that, let us suppose that this is actually again the real incident. A chain snatcher snatched the chain of a girl, and then he fled away on his motorbike. And it was a lonely place. There was no CCTV cameras, nobody to take the video. And now what to do? Where is the digital evidence? You cannot see, because there was no internet and nothing was there. What thing is
yes,
that the person was having a mobile phone in her pocket. Maybe
yeah,
not the smartphone without GPS, but the Nokia 1100 model in
yeah,
in his pocket. And that mobile phone is always connected to the cell tower. And cell tower is constantly monitoring that which number is communicated with this particular cell tower. And the trend is that when somebody does something like this, chain snatching, he does it for at 3 4 places, and then they uh, hide themselves for 3 4 days. So then what police did was that they found out that where more snatching had happened on the same day, and which was a common number in all the cell phone. So they were able to trace the person. So digital evidence is always there. So your first preference is to save the digital evidence. Take the screenshot, take the video, call recorder should be there, able to record your while call as well as a WhatsApp call, and then you can go for reporting the cybercrime, because it helps, always helps.
yes. So what do you think the laws in India are apt in order to maintain a safe online environment? And how do you think the cyber laws in India can be improved?
Yes, laws are there for every cybercrime. In fact, if some person is watching an objectionable video in a train on his own laptop, he can be uh, subjected to this cybercrime law. I mean, he can be prosecuted under cybercrime law. Law is there. Only thing is that what we can improve is that we need to update it regularly. You know, last
Yeah.
law, it was amended in 2008, and when even the smartphones were not popular, or now you can
Yeah.
see that 99% of things happen on smartphones. So these need to be updated yearly basis. What I think is that we can really improve.
Okay. And if someone asks you for some key features or key methods to prevent cyber crimes, what would they be? And what, according to you, is the most vicious type of cyber crime and why?
The base of cybercrime is social engineering. Social engineering is basically taking advantage of goodness of people.
Yeah.
It's like conning people. Like,
Yeah.
let's suppose that your neighbor comes to your nephew or your niece
Yeah.
and give him his mobile phone and say that this, look, this is the latest mobile phone I have purchased and it is very fast. It has this 24 GB of RAM. You just connect it to your Wi-Fi and play the game. You see that game will run really smooth. And then your
Yeah.
nephew takes the phone, plays the game, and returns the smartphone. What happens in between that? Your Wi-Fi password was saved in his mobile phone. Now he can connect to
Yeah.
your network anytime. So he used social engineering to get your password.
Yeah.
And same thing is the concept of phishing. Phishing consists of 70% of cybercrime. Phishing is basically phishing. There are phishing pages which are look like of original pages. You will see that this is HDFC page. It is ICICI page. There will be no difference because the method of creating such pages is just like taking a screenshot of something, taking picture of something. You won't find any difference. Just the URL, the web address will be different. It could be hdfc1.com, ICICI2.com, like that. And when you will enter your credentials, your networking details, it will go to some third party and it will be hacked. So again, the base is social engineering. So social engineering is very difficult to detect. You need to be very alert. There could be some software to protect the hacking software, like antivirus can stop it, but no antivirus can stop this social engineering. So you need to be very alert. And of course, this cybercrime, you must have heard that Kavita Chaudhary, she received some her nude photographs in the mail. And this is
Yes.
happening because now artificial intelligence is being integrated with cybercrime. And the cost has become really less. It's very cheap. Anybody can do that. You just get a full body photograph and create a morph photograph
Yes.
and send the person you blackmail. So first
Yeah.
of all, your photograph should be watermarked. Whenever you want to upload a photograph in your social media, it should be watermarked. Watermark means there is a some faint sign, your signature, or some QR code, or some triangle, or some shape should be there. And do it prominently, maybe on the center of your photograph, so that whenever somebody wants to remove that watermark, it cannot do it without altering the original image. There are
Yeah.
so many free website which do it, which can do this watermarking free of cost. One wonderful Android app is simply Photo Watermark. Name is Photo Watermark. You download it. It is very powerful. You can create your signature. You can place a QR code, and then it can be shared on social media platform from within the app, and it's free of cost, and it's very powerful. And for if you want to do it on your desktop or laptop, there is batchwatermark.com, where lots of links are there which for the
Okay.
software which can freely photo mark your photograph. And if you have hundred of photo watermarks, you don't need to do it individually. You just submit the folder and it will watermark the whole folder within a few seconds. And
Okay.
always upload your photograph in low resolution so that it cannot be magnified. So if somebody wants
Yeah.
to magnify it, it will get blurred. And don't post your full body photographs, only the face or the up to the shoulders you can do, then it will be safer, because it cannot be morphed to the full body photograph. So these
Yes.
little precautions we need to know, of course, and along with that, don't share your mobile phone number, your address on the social media platform. That those I think people know, and always have a two-factor authentication on your social media platform, so that two-factor 2FA is basically when you log into your account along with the username and password, a verification comes on your mobile phone. You have to enter that code
Yeah.
along with the password. Only then your account opens. So in
Yeah.
case your password and username get captured, so that person won't be able to open the account
Log
because
into.
he won't be having your verification code. So that is necessary.
Yes. And like you mentioned about antivirus systems, so we install them. Basically, most of the times we are asked to install such antivirus systems. So don't you think that companies who manufacture operating systems like Microsoft, etc., can incorporate a type of cybersecurity database so that it can avoid cyber crimes like hacking or getting into someone's device, etc.?
That's a very good suggestion, and yes, that can be done. Why not? It can be done. Artificial intelligence has become so advanced that I'm wondering that why is it not being integrated efficiently with social media platforms? Why it cannot identify an abusive post and delete it itself, or don't let it post? So these
Yeah.
steps, I think, are under process, and we might see it in coming few months, because Facebook is heavily investing on AI, and other platforms
Yeah.
are too doing this. And your suggestions are right, and I think those will get implemented in maybe not few months or in next coming year. You will see that. This is the duty of operating system manufacturer and social media platforms, that they should protect their user from all these type of nonsense, this cybercrime and other things, and they can do it. They have the infrastructure, they have their ethical hackers, they have the team, they have all the things in the world, and why are they not doing it? They should do it.
Yes.
That's a very good suggestion.
Yes, sir. And we talked about morphing pictures using identity thefts and stuff. So,
Yes.
cyber crimes are also related to identity thefts and misuse of an individual's information by the extradition treaties of cyber criminals, and the penal codes are not strong enough to punish them, while similar crimes like theft or some materialistic thefts have much greater penalties and repercussions as compared to identity theft, which is literal stealing of identity and privacy. So, what changes do you suggest in these laws and repercussions?
What I understand is that there is minimum imprisonment up to 3 years and fine up to 10 lakhs for any type of cybercrime,
Yeah,
and that is quite a severe punishment, and it extends up when the intensity of cybercrime increases. So
yeah,
laws are there, only problem happens when, like, I am sitting in Chandigarh using the cloud service of US. Cloud service means
yeah,
where I have taken subscription from a company from US. I'm using their infrastructure, I'm just using my keyboard and mouse, and using cloud service of US, I commit a cybercrime in Germany. So three
yeah,
governments are involved. They need to be coordinated to catch the culprit. And there
yeah.
comes the problem. And that can take 8 months, 9 months. You never know when they respond and when it happens. So it's better to have a proactive approach, that
Yeah.
what you can do to secure yourself or you secure your devices on the internet, and
Yes.
always have an incident response ready. If that happens,
Yeah.
what should I do? Like, that if I get affected by corona, in which room I will get isolated, or in which hospital I will uh, admit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that type of response should be there. The where to approach, like I am Chandigarh. I know that DIG is Mr. Om Prakash and his phone number is 2760003. Like that, it should be on your tips. Don't waste your time on finding on searching and that time where you need to report, because that is a
Yeah.
very valuable time. The more the time you will waste and more that your content will get circulated. So you have your
Yes.
plan ready and be a threat hunter. Threat hunter means looking for advanced threats, which cannot even be caught by antivirus or anti-malwares.
Yeah.
So these things should be there, and there are lots of incidents I can show you that if you believe that okay, that incident has happened and there is no proof and I cannot report it. It's not like that. Just close your eyes for 30 seconds and think what digital equipment, maybe a phone or smartphone, maybe a laptop was on nearby. What was there?
Yeah.
From where that evidence can be procured? I will
Yeah.
tell you one incident. That one, it's a very long incident, but I will make it short. That
Sure. Sure.
one doctor was stabbed in the neck and he died. He was around 75, and no clue was there. Nobody could see that who came to the house whenever somebody left the house. No clue was there at all. But he was injected in the neck with a particular chemical and he died. And
Yeah.
that was a dead end. That investigators could not find anything for 6 months, and they
Yeah.
then one thought, okay, this was the chemical, let's see that from where that chemical can be procured. So there was
Yeah.
particular company who was manufacturing that chemical. So they went to that company tell that okay, we don't sell it in milliliters or in a small boxes. It is a huge drums we sell to different companies, maybe the different
Yeah.
construction companies we sell. So again, it
Yeah.
was dead and there are hundreds of construction companies now. Where to find that? So no clue was there. And again,
Yeah.
after 3 months, one brilliant investigator came with an idea. He requested known, maybe you can say that Google, that I want all the queries made in that duration when the person died. Maybe like he died in May, so I want from January to May all the search terms which were used in that area. So
Mm-hmm.
when he requested, again there was 10 pages of
Report.
document came, because there were so many people and everybody is doing using hundreds of queries
Yeah.
daily. So they scrutinized all the documents, 10 pages, 20 pages, and then there was one search query: how to kill a rat with that particular chemical.
Yeah.
And then there was another query from the same person: how to kill uh, a dog with, how much quantity is required to kill a dog with that chemical.
Yeah.
And then they zero in that this is the person who queried for this chemical and could be the possible uh,
Culprit.
person who has that murdered that
Yeah.
person, that doctor. Then when they went to the person, they find out IP address and they went to that house, and there was a girl, um, 17, 18 years old, and she was lying in that code that she just wants money. Okay, so you come at that time, because at that time nobody's at home. I will switch off my CCTV cameras, so nobody won't will see you coming to my house. So she went to that house, doctor's house, at that time when all CCTV cameras were off, nobody was at home. She injected the doctor with the chemical and came back. And that's why
Yeah.
there was no proof somebody coming up and coming back. So digital evidence is always there. So you need to be aggressive now. And let us suppose that you think that your laptop has been hacked. Don't switch it off,
Yeah.
because there is a lot of information in the RAM itself. Lots of
Yeah.
passwords are there. Which softwares were on that information is there. If you will switch off, then all will go. And if some
Yeah.
instrument is switched off, don't switch it on, because
Yeah.
it's possible that there is password and you want to able to retrieve that password. So let the
Yeah.
instrument remain the state it is and report it immediately. And think of digital evidence and
Yeah.
secure yourself. Do not, in short, actually, there are so, it's a very long discussion. In short, I will say that have two-factor authentication applicable to all your social media platforms. Have watermarking for your all your photographs on social media platforms. Never scan an somebody has sent you a QR code, like you scan it, you will be paid just QR code to scan your computer with free antivirus. Don't do that. Tricks of black and white boxes. It could. Hello. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that QR code can direct you any website. It can open an image and it can malware
Well, I
on
think
your
there's some problem with your internet.
smartphone, and that will not hack only your smartphone. Deadly thing, QR code. So whenever you have to make a payment, there's a problem in the internet. So you tell the person to give the mobile number. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little buzzy right now. I guess there's some fault in the internet connection. Could you like recheck it?
Uh, Connection speed is, I think, somebody. Yeah. Now, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like you mentioned that,
And so
today in
these are
today's
five,
world,
six.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, please.
Sure, sure, sure. Sorry, the
No, I'm
internet lag.
finished. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
as you mentioned that today's world, cyber crimes have, overcome the national boundaries. And sometimes cybercrime involves so many governments. So do you
Yes.
think in order to maintain a more efficient procedure between governments, there should be a universal cybercrime law in which all the countries are supposed to follow the same laws, so that when like two governments are involved, three governments are involved, they have the same procedure, there's no confusion, and the work is more efficient.
Actually, there is law. There are, in fact, Interpol can also be involved if cybercrime is beyond the boundaries of a country. But still, it takes time. Like you can see that WhatsApp, their own policies. They have end-to-end encryption. They won't disclose this to anybody. So if they want, they will store the data and they can disclose to the agency. If they don't want, they won't do it. So there are so many hassles. Actually, there is a tie-up around. I'm forgetting the term, but 52 countries have tied up that they will cooperate in case of cyber crimes are beyond the boundaries. But still, there are lots of issues.
Yeah. And on a personal note, so so there are not many girls in this field of cybersecurity and cyber crimes. Do you think having more female professionals can result into increasing sensitization about this topic?
Yes, I think it's better to, because they can. First of all, I always believe that girl and women are, they have better mindset. They can uh, penetrate deeply into others' mind, where
Yeah.
women cannot go. They can reach.
Yeah.
So they have better capabilities. So if they come into this area of cybercrime, they can definitely contribute a lot. And there are lots of women actually now. Uh, this is not the same case as few years back. Now, if you go to LinkedIn or some other good media, social media platform, you can see
Yeah.
that so many ladies are contributing to this cybersecurity field, and this is a good thing. This is a good thing.
Yes, sir. Okay, so suppose cybercrime is committed. How powerful is our cybersecurity body to track them down? For example, in India, the trackdown systems are good, but not as good as compared to other Western nations. And if we check the statistics, the number of cases are same in India and those nations. So, what would you suggest in order to build up a greater or better and efficient infrastructure of trackdown systems?
I think more trained professionals are required in India. A few states have very good professionals, forensic
Yeah,
experts, cybercrime experts, Telangana
yeah,
police like and some other states. But a few states lack into this. They hardly have any professional to track down the cybercrime. So I think this uh, demand of cyber security expert is making that lag happen. So you when you get good professionals, good number of professionals, then I don't see any reason that there we are not at par with the Western countries. And I believe because I get queries from Germany also that this has happened, but we are not able to track it. If the
yeah,
problem is same, maybe at 1920 difference is there, but problem is again same that when it's beyond the boundaries, what to act. Their police they say, okay, we can't do anything because we can operate in the jurisdiction of our country. We cannot do anything when we cybercrime is committed in other country. It will take a lot of time. So it's same
yeah,
everywhere. So there will be some stronger bond and coalition between the governments that need to be done and quick.
yeah,
Rules should be made quick, punishment should be there. I tell you that, uh, last week I was reading that there were 55 vulnerabilities were found in iOS operating system,
okay,
which we think is the most secured in the world.
yeah,
And that could hack completely the complete iCloud. It means complete your smartphone and everything
yeah,
could be hacked. And do you think that there will be, and that was reported by a group of hackers and they were rewarded 2 crores. But what I believe is there were not 55, maybe more than 100 vulnerabilities found. 55 were reported and rest of them, maybe the 45 were kept to themselves to exploit the users which are using the
yeah,
iOS. You can
yeah,
never
yeah,
say about the you can never be sure about the hacker community that what they want to do, and because they won't be satisfied. 2 crores is peanuts. They can,
yeah,
I mean, earn into billions from those vulnerabilities.
yeah,
So there will be severe punishment if some this we call 0-day vulnerability. If this
yeah,
0-day vulnerability appears in some product, because if college student can detect that vulnerability, that's called a bug bounty. And why
yeah,
the huge team of Microsoft operating system or iOS is not able to was not able to detect it and were able to they should have uh, basically uh, update available when there was no vulnerability. All
yeah,
why are they distributing the updates with this all vulnerabilities? Why didn't they test it at the properly at the first place? So if
yes, sir.
that those things can be monitored, there is some regulatory body who gives a severe punishment for this type of vulnerabilities, 0-day vulnerabilities. When college students are discovering those vulnerabilities and their whole team of Microsoft, a whole team of Mac operating system was not able to give it to the user a complete secure platform. So I think it
Okay.
can be a little bit, not little bit, but up to some extent it can be uh, monitored and it can be lessened. So there
Yeah.
not so regulations are required actually, which we are lacking.
Yeah.
Every third day of update is coming. What they are doing is they are patching up the previous vulnerabilities, previous you can say the previous holes which were there. They are patching every 5 days or every 15 days,
Yeah.
and whoever will patch will be secured. Who won't patch,
Yeah.
then all those will be hacked. So
Yeah.
there is, I don't see any uh, correlation between these companies and the hacking, what they are doing, why there is no governing body to monitor those. So it's just happening because it's all disoriented, disorganized. There's no
Yeah.
organization. Facebook is saying that don't make they don't allow teenagers or persons below 13 to make profiles, but all youngsters below 13 have their Facebook profiles. Why some government identity is not required to prove that they are of 13-year age or over the
Yes.
13-year age? Like at least in India, we should have a Aadhaar card required to create a profile on the Facebook. Now all
Yeah.
10 years, 11 years, 9 years are having their profile on the Facebook and getting criminalized. In fact,
Yeah.
doing cybercrime without their knowledge or getting being the target of pedophiles.
Such crimes.
So it's all the basically lack of regulation.
Yeah.
I believe uh, that at least in India we should do it. We can do it when we are integrated everything with the Aadhaar card. Then why not the
Yeah.
social media with Aadhaar card? Why not the
Exactly.
that limit should be identified with the Aadhaar card? Why it's free for all?
Yes, sir.
So I
Yeah.
think this can be done.
And as you told us about these regulations, with regulations, we also need to spread information. Like, for example, all these little kids, they get indulged into these activities unknowingly. And
Yes.
school curriculums, they do not provide practical knowledge,
Ah,
practical approach to these processions. We only have theoretical knowledge. For example, how to prevent cybercrime, there will be not even one practical component there. They'll just write some theoretical databases. So, how do you plan? Or what are the suggestions in school? How can we raise information about this, and especially how can we integrate it into the curriculum?
I think it's a very right question, and the first time I've been asked this in so many webinars. And
Yes, sir.
I admit that I'm not boasting, but I'm the right person to ask for because I've been dealing with school kids from class 1 to plus 2 for the last 24 years and doing the same
Yes,
thing. And 8 years back, I realized that there is a lot of things going on which will explode one day and it's going to harm students like anything.
yeah,
Yes, there should, and I was first to introduce book on cybersecurity. In fact, few chapters of cybersecurity in my series, one of the series of computer books from class 1 to class 10. That was
okay,
highly
sir.
appreciated. There should be a proper curriculum along with the practicals. Like uh, in some countries, military training is necessary.
Yeah.
Okay, so the cybersecurity training should be made necessary to the students.
Yes,
The
sir.
teacher should be trained in the cybersecurity field, like they are being trained in AI. Why not in the cybersecurity? They should be
Yeah.
trained in the cybersecurity. They should be made to do practicals. They are simple things. They are not difficult things to implement two-factor authentication or to secure your router. Because, okay, I will explain again, narrate one incident. Only yesterday, I got my internet upgraded to Airtel Extreme. I'm
Okay.
not mincing my words. I won't say that there is some company, there was Airtel Extreme. They installed a
Okay.
new router. And when the technical
Yeah.
person was leaving, I asked him, okay, what is the username and password of my router so that if I have to change the settings, I can do it. He said,
Yeah.
username is admin, password is admin. So I was shocked. This is the most severe vulnerability one can
Yeah.
introduce in somebody's house, having the default passwords.
Exactly.
Now, any hacker, whenever I'm saying hacker, it means black hat hacker sitting anywhere in the country can hack
Yeah.
my router. It means all my connected devices will be hacked. So why
Yeah.
so much thing is going? Why the company is not being punished for being so senseless? This is
Yeah.
unpardonable. And this, if it starts in the school, if a sixth class student knows how to check the security of the router, how to check that is Wi-Fi is secured or not, and maybe if he downloads something and he can check it, how to check it from a website which have 50 free antiviruses. There's so many things which are little small things, but which will build up to a great cybersecurity scenario.
Yes,
So
sir.
I think a strong curriculum is required, and all the CBSE, ICSE, they should take an initiative. Maybe the NEP 2000 has come, 2020,
Yeah.
2020 has come up, but I don't know exactly, but I don't think still there is a curriculum for that.
Yes.
There should be a curriculum for that. Proper curriculum with that should be there for the school student classes starting from class 5th onwards, and should go up to class 12. Maybe 2 chapters in class, in each class. That will be more than sufficient. I will tell you simple
Yes.
example. There is an app Fing, Fing, or who is on my Wi-Fi. You just need to download it on your mobile phone. That's all. You are connected to your Wi-Fi. It will show you how many devices are connected to your Wi-Fi. You can see if you have only 4 devices in your house and it is showing that 10 devices or 12 devices, it means your Wi-Fi has been hacked. Somebody else is using without your permission.
Yeah.
So these small things, these small apps which I am mentioning could have been mentioned in a curriculum, in a syllabus. So there is
Yes,
a
sir.
strong need for that. I really agree with your view that there is a strong need for this cybersecurity curriculum. And sooner or
And it,
later it's going to happen. So sooner it happens,
yeah.
better it is.
Yes, sir. And at last, I have a question from one of our members. So, we're not new to gadgets, and especially in this pandemic time, gadgets are the only means to being connected to others, the only means to study, the only means to stay alive in 2020 that we call the millennial generation. So, there are underprivileged sections as well. How do we plan on spreading these information and messages to the underprivileged sections? Because they're also the victims of cyber crimes because they're not aware enough. So that is the last question. And what
In
would
fact,
your
I've been
suggestions be?
thinking on this line for last 2 months, but coming out with no solution. Not solution means, but not right into my sight.
Yeah,
Because now scene is such that governments are providing smartphones to government school students to for their online studies. Kerala has 100% been computerized, that students are now gadget friendly and ready
yeah,
to have online classes 100%. But the awareness is not there. Awareness is not there, and they are going to suffer definitely. Those
yeah,
students, they don't know. In fact, because the students from private schools, their parents are educated, they can educate their child about the privacy policies and other things. But do you think in a government house where a father is an auto driver, he can educate his or her child that you do this and this is a privacy policy, you uh,
exactly.
apply to factor authentication? They cannot. So there is
Yeah,
going to be explosion. So be ready for
yeah,
that. So any visionary can see that.
yeah,
So there should be a strong effort and immediate effort from every state government to do this. That is
yeah.
the only solution.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, it's a problem, big problem. More than Corona.
Yeah,
Corona will go one day, definitely.
yeah,
But this is not going to get, this is going to explode like anything. We are sitting on a time bomb. And it's
exactly.
exploding, that time bomb is exploding every second.
Yeah,
So that's very severe. I appreciate your question. This
yes,
this
sir.
question really.
Yes, sir. And on this note, I would like to thank you, Mr. Arun, for this incredibly informative session. Galap Sonipat takes utmost pleasure in having you here. Thank you so much for your time, and we again appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Ashika. I really appreciate your questions. I really,
Thank
because
you
I
so
have been
much,
to many
sir.
webinars, but these are the really intelligent questions. And I also find your girl up that posts very relevant. Those are,
Thank you
I
so much,
mean,
sir.
very well designed and very well contents are excellent. So thank you for inviting me for this session. In
Thank you
fact,
so much, sir. Thank you for coming and have a great day. Looking forward to
yeah,
more sessions and
yeah.
more information.
If there is any query of cybercrime or cybersecurity, your
Yes, sir.
audiences on the Instagram are
Yeah,
worried about something, you can always refer them to me. You can always
sure,
refer
sir.
their queries to me,
Sure, sir.
because
Sure
there are
thing.
so many things are happening, like spy cams are there. you
Yeah.
won't be able to find a difference between that key ring and a spy cam.
Yeah.
Then how to detect those spy cams? There are apps like this Glit Finder app. So if you
Yes.
download in your mobile phone, then it will act in the retro-reflective mode. It means that flash will become active, and then you can search the area. Wherever the hidden cam is there, it will show into a bright, thin circular light, and you can see that this is the hidden thing. So many issues
Yes.
are like this. So you can always refer to me if there is any issue, and if I
Yes,
can
sir.
solve it, it will be my pleasure.
Sure thing,
Thank you.
sir. Sure thing, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank
Shika.
you. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.